Think Sharp. Developing Critical Thinking Habits is an audiobook that serves as a practical guide to enhancing one's critical thinking abilities. Aimed at individuals who want to make better decisions, improve problem-solving skills, and think more analytically, this audiobook provides a structured approach to developing and refining critical thinking habits. Through a combination of theory, practical exercises, and real-life examples, the author demystifies the process of critical thinking and shows listeners how to integrate these skills into their daily lives. Key themes and takeaways. Understanding critical thinking. The audiobook begins by defining critical thinking and highlighting its importance in navigating complex issues and making informed decisions. The author explains that critical thinking is more than just intelligence. It's a skill that involves actively questioning, analyzing, and assessing information. This foundational understanding motivates listeners to approach information with an open yet discerning mindset. Identifying bias and assumptions. One of the primary obstacles to clear thinking is cognitive bias, which can cloud judgment and lead to flawed conclusions. The author outlines common biases, such as confirmation bias, anchoring, and availability heuristic, and provides tools for recognizing and managing these biases. By acknowledging and questioning assumptions, listeners learn to view situations more objectively and arrive at more accurate conclusions. Asking the right questions. Effective critical thinking starts with asking the right questions. The audiobook provides a framework for asking probing questions that encourage deeper exploration of a topic, such as what evidence supports this claim, or are there alternative explanations? The author demonstrates how good questioning skills can help break down complex issues, allowing listeners to avoid surface-level thinking and get to the heart of a matter. Evaluating information sources. In a world filled with information, distinguishing reliable sources from unreliable ones is essential. This section guides listeners on how to assess the credibility, relevance, and accuracy of information. The author discusses red flags to watch for in biased or misleading sources, as well as tips for cross-referencing data and checking facts. This empowers listeners to make well-informed decisions based on trustworthy information. Developing analytical skills. Analytical thinking is central to critical thinking, and this audiobook provides exercises for honing these skills. The author introduces methods such as breaking down complex problems into smaller parts, looking for patterns, and identifying cause and effect relationships. By practicing these techniques, listeners can improve their ability to process information and identify key insights. Logical reasoning and avoiding logical fallacies. Logical reasoning is a key component of critical thinking, and the audiobook covers common logical fallacies that can lead to errors in reasoning. Examples include ad hominem attacks, false dilemmas, and hasty generalizations. The author explains how to identify and avoid these fallacies in one's own thinking and how to recognize them in others' arguments. This helps listeners build stronger, more coherent arguments and avoid common reasoning traps. Thinking creatively to solve problems. Critical thinking isn't solely about logic, it also requires creativity. This section encourages listeners to approach problems with an open mind and consider unconventional solutions. The author introduces techniques such as brainstorming, lateral thinking, and mind mapping to stimulate creativity. By combining creativity with analysis, listeners can develop more innovative solutions to complex challenges. Practicing reflective thinking. Reflective thinking involves examining one's own thoughts and experiences to gain insights and improve future decision-making. The audiobook emphasizes the importance of regular self-reflection, encouraging listeners to evaluate their choices, recognize areas for growth, and learn from mistakes. Reflective practices, such as journaling or mindfulness, are recommended to help listeners become more self-aware and intentional in their thinking. Building decision-making confidence. Many people struggle with decision-making due to fear of making the wrong choice, or being overly influenced by emotions. This section provides strategies to build confidence, including setting clear criteria for decisions, using a pros and cons approach, and seeking feedback when necessary. The author guides listeners in developing a more systematic, thoughtful approach to decision-making that reduces second-guessing and anxiety. Making critical thinking a habit. The final section of the audiobook focuses on transforming critical thinking from an occasional practice into a consistent habit. The author provides tips for integrating critical thinking into daily life, such as scheduling regular reflection sessions, practicing mindful awareness, and seeking out intellectual challenges. By incorporating these habits, listeners can make critical thinking a natural part of their routine, leading to improved reasoning and problem-solving over time. Conclusion. Think Sharp. Developing critical thinking habits is a comprehensive resource for anyone looking to sharpen their analytical and decision-making skills. Through a balanced mix of theoretical insights and practical exercises, the audiobook equips listeners with the tools needed to think critically and make sound decisions in any situation. By the end of the audiobook, listeners will have a deeper understanding of their own thought processes and be prepared to approach challenges with a clear, objective, and insightful perspective. This audiobook is ideal for anyone seeking to build mental resilience, enhance problem-solving skills, and navigate a complex world with clarity and confidence.